If you've ever owned land near an HOA, you already know the kind of trouble that can wander over your property line. But nothing could have prepared me for Karen, the self-proclaimed queen of the Hillside Oaks Homeowners Association. My family ranch sits on 60 acres of rolling pasture land just outside the limits of Hillside Oaks, a pristine, red, snobby neighborhood where every house looks the same and every lawn is trimmed with surgical precision. I bought the land years ago, long before the HOA even existed, and I've always kept it clean, gated, and respectful of my neighbors. But that didn't stop Karen from making my life interesting. It started with a trail. Some of the HOA residents like to walk along the edge of my property, mostly harmless. I never complained. But one spring, Karen decided she and her friends should have permanent access to the back portion of my land so they could expand their community nature trail. She didn't ask. She didn't offer compensation. She demanded it. I told her flat out, "Private property, ma'am, you're welcome to stay on the public easement, but beyond that is trespassing." She rolled her eyes. "You don't understand. This is for the community. You have all this land, and we just need a little sliver. We'll even make signs." I said no, politely but firmly. That weekend, I found tire tracks running along the fence line and a group of HOA folks, Karen included, on my land, measuring out what looked like trail markers. I'd had enough. I drove down to the corner of the pasture where they kept crossing and installed a full steel gate with fencing reinforced by cedar posts. Clean, legal, locked. The very next morning, I was finishing chores when I heard screaming at the edge of my property. It was Karen, in full designer yoga gear, standing at the new gate with her hands on her hips like she was commanding troops. She shouted, "You can't block access. This is community property." I calmly walked over, staying behind the fence, and said, "Karen, this is my ranch, always has been. Your community ends back there." She stomped her foot like a child and screamed, "I'm calling the sheriff. You're threatening me." Now here's the twist. I am the sheriff, not just in theory. I was elected sheriff of the county last November after 15 years of service in law enforcement. Everyone in town knew it, except apparently Karen. So when she dialed 911, she told the dispatch, "There's a dangerous man blocking public access. He's yelling and intimidating me with a weapon." Note, I was holding a post-hole digger. I radioed into dispatch to let them know what was going on. My deputy showed up within minutes. He rolled down the window, looked at Karen and said, "Ma'am, the man you just accused of threatening you is the sheriff, and you're trespassing." Her jaw nearly hit the dirt. I let my deputy handle the rest, but I stood nearby while he explained that not only was she trespassing, but she could also be charged with filing a false police report. Her little stunt had backfired spectacularly. That should have been the end of it, but Karen tried one last Hail Mary. She rallied the HOA board to send me a formal demand letter claiming their community had historical access rights to a portion of my land. I sent back two things: a certified boundary survey showing my property lines, and a copy of a trespass warning sign by me, the sheriff. 2 weeks later, the HOA quietly dropped the matter. The board resigned for personal reasons. Karen stopped jogging past my property entirely. Now the fence still stands, sturdy and proud, with a brand new sign that reads, "Private Ranch. Sheriff owns this land. Haven't had a single issue since. Moral of the story? Don't pick a fight with a rancher over land, especially when he's also the law."